everyone! Welcome to Salty Sweet Games, where we shenanigan, sob, and smooch our way through tabletop role-playing games. I am one of your hosts, Salty.
And I'm Sweet.
And these various assorted spices are our friends, some of which are doing their investigator development phase as we speak. But that's fine. That's fine. Welcome to Masks of Nyarlathotep, our long-running pulp action meets cosmic horror campaign. Before we go around and meet everyone and their rapidly developing characters, let's do some channel shoutouts. Firstly, a ton of thanks to our sponsors, starting with Roll20, a virtual tabletop of choice, which unites gamers across any distance with easy-to-use tools that run straight from your web browser for free. We are part of their Spotlight program, which highlights indie tabletop creators all across the interwebs. This month is One and Fun Month. We have lots of stuff going on. There's a big sale on like one-shot games, whether they're GM-less or they need a facilitator. We recommend Spoken Magic by a Narcissus. It's on sale over there. You should check it out. There are also like more YouTube tutorials. That's one of the many teams over there I'm on. We just released one for Companion Sale, which is a super cool and fun kind of GM-less game. Very cool stuff. Also, we are affiliates with Dice Envy and Grinding Coffee Co. We have links and codes for discounts down below if you want to help support the channel. We have a new code for Dice Envy. It is SSG. It's even shorter. You save 10%. Amazing. Thank you to everybody who has subbed, gifted subs, followed, chatted, lurked, liked, and commented on YouTube. Someone on YouTube said that I'm nice, that I'm a nice GM, and I took that personally. No, it was very sweet. Thank you.
Please don't anyone ever say that again. Please. We're all terrified now.
Oh, by the way, I recently redid all the YouTube thumbnails for this show and all the descriptions. So, like, if you like them, maybe you go tell me about it.
Please. Lauren spent the bulk of the time, but we collectively spent a lot of time.
Much time, hoping that, I don't know. I just needed to do it, okay? I needed it to look nicer. Also, if you want to support us further, there are tip incentives down below that can seriously impact the game using bits or our Streamlabs tip jar. Just click on the panel image, affect the game, or use !tip. You'll go right there. Anything that comes in basically helps to compensate our cast and keep the lights on, add production value, that kind of thing. And they used up most of their rerolls. So, I don't know.
Some of us used all of them.
Yeah, some of you did. It's great. It's a great feeling. It's really like a fresh start. So it is always appreciated, but never expected. Last thing we here at Salty Sweet Games use safety tools, lines, veils, X, N, and O cards, stars and wishes, and content warnings because while the characters may be put through hell, well, they did survive a volcano. The players are here to have fun, and they are our priority always. So without further ado, let's meet them. Kienna, who are you? Who are you playing? What's up?
What's up? Hi. It's been a couple of weeks, but I'm still Kienna. I'm still with this channel. My proud of the she and they. But today, as always, I am playing Irene Blackwell, who's proud of the she and her. She's a forger. She's vibing right now. Just had a little bit of freak out in the volcano, but survived. So that's great. We love to see surviving in this campaign.
We do. We love to see it. I don't know that we've seen anything else except, well, I guess Charlie did die twice.
Charlie did die.
Technically.
That is a thing I had to do to bring him back.
You have to live, I guess. Spankman Betty, thank you for those bits. Everyone gets a reroll. Bless. Thank you. Thank you. By the way, one of the reasons we were off is because I was in the ER, baby. But one of the people who took care of me, the only person who took care of me because she is the only person who I live with, was Allison Robinson. Hi, who are you? Who are you playing?
Hey, everybody. It's Allison. I play Ganymede Graves, adventure scientist. We both use she, her pronouns. Ganymede, formerly the archetypical woman of the age of rationality and progress, now she who has sacrificed herself to the madness to fight the madness. And I don't know what else to say.
That sounds great to me. I love that.
Let me give you an example. We just did the investigator phase, right? For all the things that you've tried and failed, you get your roll, or tried and succeeded, whatever it is, and then you potentially build more points. I actually got additional points in occult and lost points in sanity. Like, my sanity is almost half what it was when we started this campaign.
Jesus Christ.
Can't relate. Thank you, Darker Soul Lover Purple. Thank you for that sub. Enjoy your beautiful emotes. That sounds fine to me. That sounds like my experience playing Pulp Cthulhu. And really, it's
why we're here.
It's fine.
It's why we're here.
Just a reminder to everybody that for us, sanity tends to be will to fight. I don't force anything with temporary insanity. We don't roll anything. We just role play it. In case you are new around these parts, let's go down to Summer.
It's me. What's up? Hi, I'm Summer. I use she, her pronouns. And today I am playing Ava Cowles. Also uses she, her pronouns. And I did like some cool telekinesis stuff last time. Like,
she did.
I don't know, some really cool telekinesis stuff. Absolutely worth hurting myself to do it.
Which you did.
Yeah, I had to. I had no choice. I had to use all of my magic points to save myself from dying.
I punched her off of a 60-foot crane.
Sometimes it happens, it's so crazy. Like, sometimes you just fall like so far. It could have killed me easily. The roll just was in my favor, and I had a little bit of magic. So, yeah, I'm excited for like a so chill episode, like so relaxing, even spa day, beach episode.
Spa day. Fantastic. And last but not least, let's go over to Tommy.
Okay, if I can press the unmute button here. I tried like 4 times. Hello, hi, I'm Tommy. And Imperative Pengu. I go by he, him, and Zebulon. I play Zebulon Augustine Claiborne Montgomery III, who also goes by he, him. And he also hurt himself a little bit in the thing. He literally grabbed a nuclear payload and tossed it into the mouth of an eldritch horror.
He's fine.
So I'm fine. Zeb's fine. We don't know what's happened with that eldritch being or the nuclear payload, so everything's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. I totally didn't maybe superpower an eldritch being.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's
but better the eldritch being than the hands of crazy cultists.
Yeah, those cultists have yeah. They have no more, as far as you know, they have no more weapon. So we're going to get into it. We're getting into it. Let me play my sad intro music. Yes. We haven't heard this one in a while, but there's been no time to relax, so this one hasn't come up. If you are joining us for the first time, this motley crew is trying to stop an apocalyptic event from occurring. Their journey started when their good friend Jackson Elias was murdered for investigating the infamous Carlisle expedition, the members of which were all formerly presumed dead. Since then, they've uncovered a global conspiracy involving various death cults who all worship different aspects of the same eldritch god. Many names, many forms, but all the same into one end. This has taken them from Peru to New York to England to Shanghai and Australia. The cults were working together to build a machine to tear open the sky and make way for their god Nyarlathotep and countless unfathomable hungry beings, but our heroes stopped that part of the plan. But it ain't that easy. Okay. Good. The cults in Africa, and perhaps elsewhere, are still very much thriving and preparing for the great ritual on January 14th, 1926, a mere 177 days from your explosive visit to Grey Dragon Island. Last time, all hell broke loose. Sir Aubrey used mythos magic to force Ava from the crane 60 feet in the air, but thankfully, her telekinetic ability saved her. Ho Fang transformed his arms into poisonous tentacles and attacked our heroes, nearly forcing Irene into the magma. Zeb got off a beautiful shot at Ho Fang with the Yithian lightning gun and squared off with Sir Aubrey, while Ganymede invoked her insidious powers yet again. Finally, Ava telekinetically pulled the release lever for the rocket and managed to get a hold of the keys to the prison cell, freeing both Scholar Moo and Madame Lin. You barely escaped with your lives, and Ganymede, as the last one out, got a special little wink from Nyarlathotep himself in the guise of the bloated woman. As you wearily make your way aboard Captain Isoge's Japanese Imperial Navy ship, the Divine Wind, you can see and hear parts of the volcano's east side giving way and the lava beginning to emerge. You realize you were but a moment's hesitation away from being unable to escape. Captain Isoge asks the wounded Jack Brady, "Is it done?" Jack nods, and the captain orders his men to stand down. The ship begins to move, heading back to its secret position to rendezvous with the small merchant steamer the captain uses as part of his disguise as the drunken foreman. The vessel will be returning you to Shanghai, but not with Captain Isoge. He gives you all a small bow and says, "Thank you for all you have done. Not just for my country, but I believe for the entire world. It goes without saying that should any of you disclose my involvement or that of my men's to anyone outside the people aboard this ship, well, I don't want to see any of you again under any circumstances, least of all unpleasant ones." You, Jack Brady, Chu Min, and the remaining Fermies, and emaciated Mu Xian and Lin Yanyu return to Shanghai. Before you part ways, Lin Yanyu asks about Charles. "I didn't see him on the island. I was told he survived the attack at Scholar Moo's home."
This is exactly the silence, the long silence that she gets as we all wait to see who's gonna jump in.
I don't know anything about anything that's happening pretty much ever.
I guess
New here.
yeah, I guess Zeb speaks up even though he doesn't, he wasn't exactly there for everything, but he's got the gist of it, and just says he had to follow some other leads that led him away from our group for the time being. This what you saw on that island, it's kind of an international thing.
Do you know where he is?
I don't think Zeb knows where he is exactly now.
No.
Zeb maybe looks around at the rest, but he'll just shake his head.
She nods and makes sure to acknowledge Scholar Moo before holding her head high and walking toward whatever remains of her home in the old city. Jack and Shumin plan to return to Mushien's home as they are now able to walk a little more openly. We have an eldritch gift for Irene. Thank you, Dark Soul of Purple. We need those. We need them. Yes, so many eldritch gifts. Yes, luck points. If you're maxed out, feel free to reroll.
Yes, I am maxed out.
How does it keep happening? Oh, nice. Story
Yay, story detail.
Don't call the cops on us. Unless it's going to be epic. So Jack and Shumin are gonna go back with Mushien because they can walk a little more openly now that the Order of the Bloated Woman is no more. At least, it's certainly not organized or strong right now. Scholar Moo will invite all of you along as well. I will say of Li Wencheng, he says, I tried to take his place when they took him. He was so young. And if you'd like, you can return to Scholar Moo's home. Because you do need to spend some time just mentally and physically recovering. Zeb's left arm is weakened. He needs time to build his strength back up, and he has radiation burns on his hands. Also, Ava fell 60 feet, so...
I'm very ouched. I'm very.
We're a little dinged up.
I'm a little, yeah. Like,
Yeah, two of you are dinged up.
I'm gonna
Ganymede
give you
yeah.
the advice of every sports coach I've ever had. Just rub some dirt on it and you'll be fine.
I'm functioning here at about 40%. You know, like I'm on my way out.
On a scale of like 1 to how many hit points?
26?
1 to 25.
25?
Yeah. I'm a 10. Okay.
Great. So basically just the recovery is going to take y'all 10 days. That's just the recovery.
Yep.
So... If we're going back with Scholar Moo, please take over. Tell me, besides just the recovery, anything else you would like to get done? Any plans you want to make?
Well, we know that we have to perform some spells and shit. Last time we were actually with Scholar Moo, we found out that we needed to perform a specific ritual spell situation to help with the sealing of eldritch powers so that they don't come and kick our asses.
Yes.
So I think that is something that we have to figure out how that's going to happen. Yeah, so I think that probably gets brought up at some point.
And Ganymede is thinking that she could teach some of our allies here in Shanghai, although she herself learned from Scholar Moo. So together we could teach some of our allies here to conduct the ritual at the next new moon and full moon rather, and that would allow us to get on our way to Egypt more quickly.
Yes, it definitely
we have a certain number of days.
Right. So that's a topic of conversation over tea, I think, early, because Ganymede is of course uninjured, but she just seems very eager to get on, to leave Shanghai and get on with things. When she finds out we have to wait 10 days for passage, she's visibly frustrated by that. She just wants to leave.
So, Muxian can again teach what is required. to be able to perform the Eye of Light and Darkness. He himself obviously knows it, so he could be kind of the center of it for Shanghai. Is anyone else interested in being able to cast the spell besides Ganymede? Because you need someone who's able to cast the spell who knows at least the Elder Sign spell. And you need an innocent involved, so somebody who has no Cthulhu Mythos points, basically.
I know that like Ava is interested.
Yeah.
I think like it's so weird because she's still coming into all of this. Like she's seeing some shit now, right?
Yeah.
Like she's seeing some shit. So she's like, this is happening globally. But it still feels like she's like, it's like not her thing. You know what I mean? Like she's like with the group, but it's not really her group. She's here and she's helping, but she still feels kind of disconnected from it. So I think she's like hovering on the edge of those conversations.
Yeah.
Like she's doing that like listening at the door thing, but like not fully inviting herself into the conversation of like, hey, I'd like to learn what's going on, like more. But definitely like you would notice like she's like around, like
Yeah. Yeah.
she's clearly curious, right?
Yeah.
Especially I think like one of the few things that I like to imagine, because she's probably like laid up in bed for most of this recovery time, right? Like she fell a far way, so she's got some broken something that she's dealing with. She's also been like working on her telekinesis because she could just do that. She's just like, I kind of cool. I can do some stuff. So I think she's been like working on that too.
Yeah.
So like she's like, I got magic.
Yeah, I think when no one like else really steps forward, Scholar Moo, having seen what you're capable of, probably approaches you.
Mm-hmm.
And first of all, asks you about yourself. Where are you from? How did you get wrapped up in all of this?
It's kind of a complicated story, but it was mostly because of my father. My father was a friend of somebody that the group was traveling with, and they reached out to us, and when he was killed, I just kind of stayed with them. I don't really have anywhere else to go.
You have already lost much.
I thought that there was a chance that they could bring my father back. Maybe that was a silly wish, but there was a man when we were in Australia who claimed that he could bring people through time. And so I thought, I don't know, that maybe getting him back would be possible, and these people seemed like the best bet.
It is certainly not impossible. The reason I bring up your loss is because magic, even small magic, costs. It seems you, from what I have seen already, have some inkling of that. Perhaps you always had your abilities, but I would hypothesize that they manifested when you experienced your loss.
I first noticed something was different after he died. I was so angry, and I still am. And it just felt it was like everything in me was trying to save him. And I noticed it.
If this is a path you are going down, I believe it would be in all of our best interests for you to know as much as you can about it. Would you agree?
Yes, I mean, if there is if there's a world in which my father could be saved, then, the world needs to exist. And from everything that I've seen, even over the past few weeks, something is happening. And I want to help if I can.
Ganymede just happens to be walking by the two of them in this moment, and she's head down over one of the bamboo scrolls from Scholar Moo's library. But as she walks by, without even looking toward the two of them, she just says she'd make an excellent candidate. A lot of power in her. And then she keeps walking.
Let's start with conversation and see how you feel from there. Does that sound all right?
Yeah, I think she just nods. There's definitely like hesitation there, right? Because it's still scary. But
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, great. Also, Hawk gave everyone their vitamins. Everybody's got a reroll. Thank you, Hawk.
I'll add them for us.
Thank you. And Scholar Moo will begin teaching Ava the way that he taught Charles and Ganymede, which again will take time. But you will know some basic spells and, of course, be capable of leading the ritual of the Eye of Light and Darkness. So, before we get to everyone else and what you're doing and all that jazz, about toward the end of your recovery, so a week to 10 days, there is a knock at the door, and Jack Brady opens it to see Madam Lynn, who swans in. She She does not look as she did. Like, you can tell, like, the clothes she's wearing aren't as expensive. She's not as put together. She does not have bodyguards with her, at least that you can see. But she comes in and Scholar Moo puts tea on. It's interesting since she sent assassins to his home. But then they were, over a month imprisoned together, thinking they were going to die every day. So the relationship is interesting. But she shares that her home has been ransacked, her business have been taken over. She doesn't have much. For now, she's a shrewd woman. She'll be fine. However, the reason for her visit. When whoever it was came into my home and took what they wanted, they didn't have the most discerning eye and left some valuable artifacts behind, some useful ones to those in the know. I used one of these to try and find Charles for you. I hope that wasn't... I know it doesn't make up.
And what did you discover?
It was vague, but I was able to make out some detail. He sleeps in darkness. He cannot wake. He holds someone's hand, a woman's hand. I couldn't see much of her, but her hand had something, a symbol carved into it. And she traces out with the tea, like on a like even just on the table, the inverted ankh that you know to be the symbol of the Brotherhood of the Black Pharaoh.
Ganymede just lets out a sigh. It might be disappointment. So is he present in the physical world then? Or
He seems
also,
to be.
and do you have a sense geographically where that might be?
Well, this is an ankh. She points to it.
Ganymede is, she gets visibly, she almost has to hold herself back. She's like, yes, of course, I know what an ankh is. But that woman, the woman who bears it, we know her from elsewhere.
Underground. I don't even know why I'm saying that. It was a feeling.
Well, thank you. think there's a pause. Irene doesn't know what to do with this Madam White. Like, she's so used to seeing this very confident, like, in charge person. And this is a very different person who's here in front of them. That gives us some answers that we didn't have before. So, in a time when answers are much more rare than the questions we receive, it's helpful.
She will stand and take her leave if there's nothing else. She'll be fine. Just think over this whole city. She's fine.
As she's preparing to make her exit, Ganymede leaves the room for a moment, but meets her back at the front gate as she's leaving. And she has to call to her to catch her before she goes out the gate. Madam. And she walks up. And in her hands, she has the beautiful, beautiful bracelet and the earrings that she received as a gift from her. And she says, I'm sorry for snapping earlier. Thank you for your help. Would these be helpful to you as you're getting yourself reestablished?
I think she smiles a bit ruefully. I built everything I had from scratch, and it's been a while. I'd like to see if I can do it again. And she kind of closes your hand around them.
Ganymede brings her heels together and bows slowly. Thank you again. Good luck.
And Madame Swallow is off. Okay, so what do you want to do? Who do you want to talk to? What plans? Let's go. What's happening? Tell me about it.
Well, Zeb wants to have a conversation with Ganymede.
Oh, nice.
Once he's
Let's
gotten
do that.
a day of rest or so.
Hmm.
I imagine his hands are like that big bandaged, like they're all just bandaged up and he can't really like do anything.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining how difficult that is, considering chopsticks are your main utensil.
He's drinking a lot of soup and just drinking
a lot
straight from the bowl.
of
Yeah.
chook.
Yeah.
A lot of just so much chook.
Just
Oh,
drinking
yeah.
straight from the bowl because that's the only thing he can really hold. Like, it's just
Seriously.
just, wah. Just, but yeah, I think he'll find Ganymede. I don't know. I guess maybe in the evening. I don't know what Ganymede's. I imagine Ganymede's probably doing stuff during the day.
Yeah, she every morning early, she leaves and goes to the port to see if there's any way of getting a ship that will take them where they need to go earlier. And then she comes back and spends the day, and typically in the evening she goes again. In this case, she's done that, and she's stopped by the telegraph office to send she sends a very quick, uncharacteristically curt telegram to her friend Beatrix Oakley back in Oxford, just letting them know, letting Beatrix know that we've survived and are booking passage to Egypt. She phrases it as to the place where mother and father had their honeymoon. So she doesn't have to say Egypt in the telegram itself. But it's very, very curt, very sort of snipped, and so as the sun is setting, she's returning to Scholar Moo's house.
I guess maybe Zeb's like chilling by the pool or something, just or maybe he's like, how long is it gonna take? Like, is his strength slowly returning in his arm? So maybe he's like doing laps in the pool, just to kind of like, maybe not like full on swimming, because he's, you probably don't want to get your hands super wet, but while they're recovering, but maybe just doing walking, sort of wading across the pool.
I think the first day you go in there, Jack Brady is like watching you like smoking, and after you've been in it, he goes, "It's not that kind of pool." But that's all he says.
Well, I mean, any body of water was made to be. The scholar. The only thing is, the scholar who has a problem with it.
He doesn't Scholar move. Like, the door to his office like looks out onto the pool, and he hasn't said anything.
Okay. And yeah, Zeb, any pool of water is made to be swam in, then, in Zeb's opinion. So Zeb's maybe like gets calls out to Ganymede as she's sort of making her way across, and Ganny.
Ah, yes, Zebulon. You've been swimming again.
Yep. Gotta get the strength back up. Gotta get recovered. Don't know next time we're gonna need to, need to be rough and ready for the next time we end up fighting some cultists. They seem to be popping up out of the ground everywhere, like daisies.
She smiles, but a little bit less than she normally would. I think it's kind of a rueful smile, and says, "Like daisies indeed."
Yeah, you got a moment?
Nothing but time, apparently.
Well, some things take time. He just sort of looks down at his hand, and Zeb's definitely in like some like shorts, no shirt or anything right now. And he like grabs a towel and starts drying off a little bit. That was pretty crazy what went down. I mean, we've seen a lot of strange stuff so far, but I mean, that one was pretty damn strange.
Yes, we are in the thick of it, aren't we?
Always, apparently.
May I take a look at that arm?
Yeah. He holds out his left arm to you.
She just takes it in her hands and cradles it lightly, kind of traces the muscles that were magically atrophied by the spell that she herself has now cast twice, and says, Did it hurt when it hit you?
Not like you'd think it would. It was just like, when you've sort of got like, you kind of sit on your leg too long and it kind of goes to sleep.
Pins and needles, like.
Well, not the pins and needles part. The part where before the pins and needles, where it kind of feels detached from your body,
Oh,
like
yes.
it's not a part of your body,
Of
and
course.
it kind of just flops wherever because you can't really control it. It was kind of like that,
But
and I just felt like it wasn't a part of my body for a bit.
no pain, though. And the look in her eyes is hard to read, but is she disappointed?
Yeah, if I
Maybe?
remember correctly, there wasn't really pain involved with it, right? It was just my arm just went weak, like it just not really. I mean, it's weird. It's a weird feeling, but I mean, I've taken some pretty big hits, broken more than a few bones, and nothing like that. Just kind of like I sat on it for a long time, but it kind of stayed that way, Didn't really go away.
Yes, well, seems to be on the mend now.
It's getting there. I guess like any injury, it's just gonna take time and rest. Something I was definitely not quite as good at doing when I was younger.
I remember.
But how about you? How are you doing? How are you feeling?
Oh. Fine, of course. Shipshape, crystal fashion, all that.
Saw you think you got a little I guess closure's the wrong word. Revenge.
I don't know what the right word is, but whatever it was, I certainly got it.
And how about well, you've got a lot of new gifts, I suppose.
She laughs at the word gifts. Yes, I suppose I do.
It's funny when I guess we first set out on this thing, or if you would have asked me a year ago, 2 years ago, that Ganymede Graves would be kicking ass with a shotgun and magic, I would have said you were only half right.
She's quiet for a long moment. And then you see a wave of emotions cross her face, but it ends with tears visibly in her eyes, which you have to stop for a moment to think in all the years that Zeb has known Ganymede, if you've ever once seen her cry. And she says, It wasn't supposed to be me, Zebulon. It should have been Charles. He understands these things. He has... If it were Charles, he'd be able to control it. I think he'd be able to... He wouldn't forget where he ended and where they begin.
I think Zeb does take a moment to respond to that. Maybe Charles is real knowledgeable about a lot of things. In my opinion, not a lot of the right things. Pretty uneducated in a lot of other ways. Well, not uneducated, just kind of dumb. Kind of an idiot. But no one's stronger than you, Ganymede.
At that, she looks at you and your eyes connect. And she dissolves into sobs.
I think Zeb, gives you a hug very
Yeah.
quickly. He's like, no one's. You're the strongest person I know, Ganymede. And resolve and confidence and in every way. But if you ever feel yourself like you need a shoulder to lean on, need a little support, I'm here. We're all here. And you can let us know.
She just lets herself be held and cries, but not for long. And as she regains control, she takes a deep breath and lets it out. And says, I'm so glad you're here, Zebulon. Perhaps it's because we've known each other for so long, but since you've come back, you're like an anchor to me. You keep me moored here where I belong.
I'm glad I'm here too. I'm glad I can help you in whatever way you need. And I wouldn't be here without you. None of us would. You have kept us safe, protected us with everything you have. I don't think we would have made it this far without you. So I'm glad I can be here for you, do something for you. Not gonna lie, there have been more than a few times where I felt a little useless. I don't really understand all this magic stuff or, the greater cult stuff. I got an idea, but
yes, but that's good. That's precisely why we need you. Perhaps more than anyone else. And she reaches back out to take your hand and says, not your hand. I would put, but your hand,
like,
on her hand. On,
yeah. Maybe you do like you do like the shoulder.
Yeah,
the shoulder
right.
grab. Yeah.
But at no moment have you ever been useless, Zebulon Augustine Claiborne Montgomery III. Never. Even when you were not with us.
Well, that's mighty nice to hear. He means that sincerely, right? Like,
yeah.
With all sincerity. Well, like I said, if you need anything or you feel yourself coming, floating loose out there and need something, I'm here.
She nods. Perhaps if it's late at night and you see me awake, perhaps with that book, make me sleep, would you?
I got you. Now we have to go get our other idiot back.
Yes. Yes, we do. And she says, she kind of straightens herself up, pushes her hair back, and that white streak of hair back behind her ear, says, onward and upward. She looks to you and then I think just quickly gives you a friendly kiss on the cheek, if that's okay, and we'll walk with you back into the house.
What's up, Irene? What you doing, girl?
I think some time was spent compiling all of the Egypt-related documents that we've found and pulled together over time. It's kind of like the reorganization of all the notes now that, like...
Yes, do you want to review them for the whole class?
Yes, that'd be great, you know?
Oh my
Actually
God.
remember shit.
Bestie.
I got you, I know.
God. No, don't go to Egypt just because Madame Lynn's on Ankh. You have reasons.
I got you, I know. Let's see, let's go try to go through all these handouts and try to remember exactly which things have
I can help.
Thank you.
In New York City, in the room where Jackson Elias was killed, you saw this note amongst Jackson Elias's possessions. Let me go over to the map screen so everyone can see.
We just acknowledge the fact that Lauren's been dropping these clues for almost 2 years now. This is so intense.
This is from this is from so long ago.
Throwing the breadcrumbs until we finally get to the point where we're gonna follow them.
Go to Egypt,
Go to Egypt.
please.
It's really funny because I clicked on that note at the same time that you revealed it. So it's just like,
Yes.
wait, what note is this one?
This one.
Yeah, so we had the letter to Mr. Carlyle from a Warren Bessart?
Yep.
Bessart?
It's
Yeah.
French.
Bessart. From Egypt, from the March 3rd, 1919. Which says, hey, your lawyer informed me that you seek certain knowledge of this land and its distant past, and I believe I can aid you in this regard. Inquiries in the Old Quarter have identified one Faraz
Najjar.
Najjar? I was like, Najjar in the Street of Jackals, who claims to be in possession of singular curios, which he believes will be of great interest to you. He is prepared to part with these items if a suitable price can be agreed upon, and I shall endeavor to make sure that matters are arranged to your satisfaction. So, that's one lead.
And
over to
then
Cairo.
in England, you
In
found
England?
more. There was this telegram that you and Ganymede found when you were going through the upper floor of the Penhew Foundation.
Yes, from a Dr. H. Clive.
Yes.
Which says, November 6, 1924, Gizo Digwell stop. All his plans stop. Worker pace at Mycinerus stop. Thank you for your assistance. Most helpful stop.
Yes. And there was something else.
Also from Cairo.
Yes. This one was, I believe, in at Miser House you found this.
Yes. From Omar El Shakti to Gavigan. Our good old friend Gavigan,
Good
a
old
good,
pal.
very, very dead friend.
Very, very dead friend.
From January 1925. My dear Gavigan, in his name do we serve. As the work of our Lord and Master grows ever nearer to completion, I must ask you, with all due politeness, to consider the return of that which your predecessor and his associates acquired from us under less than honest circumstances. As we are allies in this great endeavor, What?
That's a great question. As we are allies in this
I
great...
seek not to dwell on past lights and inconvenience. It's very faded in places, but to move forward. I hope that this is your wish. Also, and with this in mind, the return of the bust to its true home would not only be a gesture of goodwill, but also reaffirmation of our most august and beneficial brotherhood. Your humble servant, Amar al-Shakti.
Fantastic.
Cool.
Fantastic. So
Yeah.
those are, over the years we've been playing this, those are most of the things that point you toward Egypt.
Yeah. So I think like Irene has just taken the time to sort out back all the notes and the handouts and everything we've collected, and just like, you're like, okay, we covered this, we did this, and now these three seem to be what we have left, alongside other notes towards Kenya, but those are a little less direct.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
So yeah. So I think on the way to finding the others, I think Irene will find Jack Brady.
Yes. Bicon.
Where is he? What's he doing? What's going on?
Oh, I think he and Chumen are playing like dice or cards or something.
Yeah, that sounds
Or
about
arm
right.
wrestling. Now that Jack does not have his pinky, he's just making sure he can still beat Chumen. I think it's probably going well.
Yeah. So yeah, I probably arrive right at the end of one of these rounds. Well, good to see that you're recovered, Mr. Brady.
Yeah, Ganymede did a bang-up job. It was very convincing. I keep meaning to thank her for it, but then it just slips my mind.
Well, I'm sure she knows. Well, if I'm about to go talk to the others, but I think our next destination is Egypt.
Do you have a plan?
Not particularly. We have some leads from what we've seen. I don't think we have many plans going into places other than the general goal of removing cult threats whenever we arrive in places.
Do you have any friends, contacts there? Any of you?
I don't believe so. Friends. I can see the
Yeah.
tripping word
what
there.
you're stuck on.
Perhaps people we know, I'm sure we'll come across those, but
You think that's where Charles is?
no, I think that he is wherever Here's a pause. I think he is wherever Zara Shafiq is. And it would not be unlikely that she is in Egypt.
When I saw he wasn't with you all, I gotta say, I kind of thought he might have betrayed us. But I know you two, well, at least I know how he felt. That was pretty obvious.
I mean, like, has like a bit of a quizzical, like, furrowed brow. That, well, I mean, I don't think he ever would betray us. At least I would like to think so.
Irene, let me ask you something.
No. Sure.
If it came down to it, between him and completing this mission, saving him, finishing this thing, what do you pick?
Yeah, that's a bit of an unfair question,
How
Mr.
so?
Brady. Well, if we don't finish the mission, then everything.
So, you're choosing finish the mission. Just trying to decide whether or not you need me to come with you.
And this will decide that for you?
Yep. 100%.
Mr. Brady, I know that sometimes you like to speak around things, but you're being especially cryptic right now.
I think I'm being incredibly straightforward.
I think well, I came here to ask you if you would, what your plans were and if you would come with us.
I got plenty of fight left in me, Starry Eyes. I'll go wherever I'll be most useful, but I don't know if that's being honest, being 100% straightforward. I don't know if that's on the front lines necessarily. It might be here, helping Scholar Moo with this ritual and making sure the Hydra doesn't pop out another head. But if you have any doubt,
Doubts about what?
the question I asked you.
suppose this is a question we've been asking ourselves since we got involved with this. Everybody, Ganymede, Zeb, Charlie, we've been in this together. We've put ourselves at risk to help each other, save each other at times of great peril. And as far as I can tell, still accomplish our goals. I think it's a bit of a unfair dichotomy.
Where'd you learn to be so slippery?
Learned it from the best. Charlie can talk his way in and out of anything. You gotta pick up a few things. Be around him for so long.
We'll, do what we have to do here. But I wouldn't be surprised if you saw me again. Before it's all over.
Wouldn't be surprised either. You seem to, know where you need to be.
Good luck, Miss Blackwell.
And, good luck to you, Mr. Brady.
Team, assemble. I have one more fun visitor, but you can talk or whatever. You can, like, strategize, that's fine.
Yeah, I think, Irene we'll find the others. And, we'll gather everyone around, like, a table somewhere, just, like, steal one of the tea rooms for a bit, and lay out the three pieces leads from Egypt, or to Egypt.
You also recall from Jack Brady's story that the original eye was on the red pyramid at Dashur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We know his story.
Yes.
And his involvement.
Yes.
Part of the reason why Irene was like, hey, so do you want to go to Egypt? I totally understand if you
Guy
wouldn't.
hates Egypt.
Yeah, she'll lay these three pieces out and any of the notes and stuff. Well, we only have a couple of locations that we have leads on. And at least with Egypt, we actually do have some addresses.
I have some experience. Not much, but could be any number of people there that I've worked with on digs over the years, but one who's there, who makes his home there. Perhaps I should reach out. I don't imagine that he's being observed by them.
Well, that's a good thing to have. I'm thinking we head then to your friend's place and go from there. There's Cairo and, well, the original site where Mr. Brady and the Carlisle expedition fell apart.
I think we're forgetting to ask one important question here. What do you plan on doing, Awa?
I think she's just kind of sitting back with her hands like folded. I don't know. Obviously, this has been a life-altering experience. I want to be helpful, I suppose. I don't know where I am the most helpful. I've been thinking about it, but truthfully, I don't know what to do.
It's rare that people know what they want to do.
I know that I want to look for a way to save my father. If that man had the knowledge and the ability, then surely he's not the only one. It must have been learned or taught to him somehow. And I don't want to bring my father back only for the entire world to burn.
Well, if you're hoping to invoke the powers that control the barrier between life and death, the Valley of the Kings seems a good place to do that.
Yeah, she nods. She's not like really looking at any of you, you know? I think this is like really something that she's struggling with. Because it's like she wants her full focus to be on finding her father. She also doesn't want to bring him back for nothing.
Yeah. Well, you're always welcome to join us. And you're also welcome to split paths when you think that's something you need to go and do. And what you did at the volcano was very helpful. And we could take all the help we can get.
From a practical perspective, of course, it would seem that those who hold the knowledge that you seek in this part of the world are all dead. As far as we know, anyway.
I think I need some time to think about it, but I'll go where I'm most needed, wherever that may be. And afterwards, hopefully, can dedicate time to finding whatever magic that was. And hopefully bring him back.
Ganymede says, well then, anyone up for tea? I have some of those lovely biscuits from the French concession.
Excellent. So you have some telegrams to send, Ganymede Graves. Besides the one you already sent to Beatrix, you're going to contact your colleague, your acquaintance at the Egyptian Museum, whose name is Dr. Ali Kaffour. Again, this all takes time, telegrams and whatnot, back and forth, but he will come back and say that he'll make arrangements to meet your group in Port Said, take them on the train to Cairo, and then to Shepherds, which is a European-style hotel in Cairo. Is there anyone else you want to contact? Because y'all broke. Y'all ain't got money.
We got enough money to do.
Do you?
Yeah, we have the fund.
Don't you need? You have
But we
never accessed it.
But we've never
done anything with it. So do you want to do you want to send a telegram to Jonah Kensington in New
Yes.
York?
Yeah.
You're like,
think-
hi. So
Yeah.
actually, we're in Shanghai right now.
We've been doing great.
We've been doing great.
We lost our money. We lost our money.
We lost our
bags.
money. We lost our money bags. Money bags Charlie is gone.
He's gone.
But it's fine. It means that we are being super thrifty.
Yes, we would like to contact them.
Yes, excellent.
Sure.
Money.
Okay,
Gonna need some money.
excellent. So the first response you get back is, thought you were dead. Stop. Glad I was wrong. Stop. Progress?
We really should have been getting in touch with them more often.
Jonah's like pulling his hair out in New York, like,
We're literally banging it out. We've made so much progress. Everything has happened.
just haven't
lost our
told you.
money. We just lost our money.
so the exchange will result in him wiring funds here for travel and then more funds in Egypt that you'll be able to access. So funny. Just
Yeah,
totally
literally.
just like, what's been going
Speaking of people
on?
we should get in touch with, Zeb probably sent like a telegram to let's say
Which one of your
Probably
sisters do you
Anna.
want to break the news?
probably Annabelle.
Good.
And probably his family.
Yeah.
His parents.
Is
but-
Pearl married now?
I'm not telling.
Oh. Damn, okay.
I have been thinking about Pearl every day since we left New York.
Oh, fuck up.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
What is her boyfriend's name? Did we just make, was it Tony? I'll have to look it
Yeah,
up.
I don't know. He named it was probably Tony.
It was probably Tony.
It was,
probably Tony.
yeah, it was some very stereotypical mobster
Mobster-
1920.
mob- Tony.
1920 mob
Hot.
name.
Hot name. Okay. So that's being worked out. Again, this all takes time. Finally, as you are getting closer to being able to get out of here and everybody's getting fully recovered and learning, someone shows up
Yes.
whose name might also be Tony. No, it's Anthony Chang. He
Yay!
shows up. I'm gonna do my
It is
best.
also
Hans.
technically a Tony.
Also a Tony. Do my best, Hans. It won't. I can't. I think. Yeah, I think he just shows up one day. It's been a while, because Irene, right before y'all got the hell out of Shanghai, you sent him off with the 7 cryptical books.
Yep.
To get them out of
Like,
town.
hey, go.
Yeah. So he is finally back.
Yay.
And kind of gives you all an update and asks your plans and whatnot. Regarding these 7 cryptical books, he says, one of my associates volunteered to learn the ritual. And he kind of shifts in his seat, like crosses his leg, and it was Mickey.
Oh.
Mickey volunteered to learn it.
I don't know whether I can say I'm surprised.
Our association can assist you, but we'll need to know where to assemble when you know.
Yes, of course, that would be most welcome. We will keep in touch.
Where are you headed to?
Well,
Cairo, to begin with.
Nigel Wasif of the Cairo Bulletin may be an invaluable asset while you are there.
We'll be sure to look him up. May I ask, how was Mickey?
Having a grand old time.
Of course he was. Still dallying about with that Tolkien fellow.
They've been hot and cold, but
I forgot about that fact.
how could you ever forget about it?
Yes. Well, of all the people in the world who could learn that infernal ritual, I think Mickey might be one of the most capable of handling it, believe it or not. Living to tell the tale.
I might have he and other members start heading out this way, be more centrally located so we know where to go. So hopefully we're closer when we do know where to go.
Yes. Well, We seem at this point to be following the route of the Carlisle expedition.
I wish you a better end than they've come to. He stands up, just his suit, and will take his leave.
I love that guy.
He's a good guy.
He's a good guy.
So,
Like I'm a stay out of it mostly. I'll help out, but
listen.
That's weird.
Is there anything else anyone wanted to ask him about anything? Just want to make sure there's nothing else you all need from anyone in Shanghai for a while. Because it's Muxian, Lin Yanyu, Chumin, Jack Brady, Anthony Chang are all going to be here while you leave this part of the globe. Kakakatak and Winnie are in Australia. We have, you assume, Rebecca and Mickey headed toward more of this section of the world. Though you won't know where. And you do know that if you say yes to pulling the plug on this ritual, they'll need time to get there and they'll need a full moon.
right.
So just keep all that in mind when you do decide to coordinate.
Yeah.
But your Shanghai allies, your Shanghai allies will be doing the ritual.
Yeah, they'll be
Here.
doing the ritual for the first couple of weeks.
So Scholar Moon, Zeb wasn't super around. I think,
Yeah.
Right, for Scholar Moon. So he's a scholar. He taught. Does he also know magic?
He does know
Or-
magic.
Yes, he taught us
So-
the
He
ritual.
taught
for
Ganymede
it.
and Charles how to cast.
So I think Zeb would like to have a conversation with Scholar Moon.
Sure, absolutely.
And I think he'll go to his office and knock real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say it's afternoon.
Yeah.
Afternoon. Do you have a moment?
Certainly.
I know you and I don't, we didn't really know each other before all of the island stuff. I wasn't really around for when you met with my friends. But from what I understand is you're a pretty knowledgeable man.
Yes.
I was wondering, do you know anything about people who turn into slightly bloodthirsty wolf-like creatures?
Does Scholar Moo know that?
That's an excellent question.
It is. As I speed through, where is his occult? Oh. He's got a really high occult. Are you speaking of ghouls?
Yeah, I think, ghouls. Some people, I guess, think of them as werewolves, but yeah, I think they were called ghouls. I think that was their proper name.
Yes.
You know anything about maybe people not being a ghoul anymore. How to unghoul someone. Or maybe just make it so they don't turn into a ghoul as much. Or can control themselves while they're a ghoul.
Oh shit. Extreme. From what I have read, the affliction, the curse, whatever it may be, will always exist within the person. It is not like the myths where it is contagious by bite or claw, but by blood. It can be controlled. Meditation, personal will can reduce the length and severity of the transformation, though the full moon always holds much sway.
I think, Zeb's maybe a little, not like super crestfallen, but, a little sad that he couldn't, find the answer here. But, that's, well, that's good to hear. At least there's something we can do about it. Thank you, and, thanks for, sharing your home with us to, recover.
He smiles a bit. Remembering you going through the pool. It was my pleasure. Thank you for all of you for what you did to save me.
I'm glad we were able to get you all out. I think Zeb's gonna go. I imagine you can't. I imagine you can't get a phone from here to England yet. No, so just telegram.
Yep.
Send a telegram. Updating Eloise and maybe seek meditation and persevere.
Yeah. I think maybe Scholar Moo will give you like books on
That
meditation.
she can
He
look up
actually
Yeah.
he speaks Tibetan. I bet he has some. He's got some Taoist magic and tradition lore, so he'll help you out with that. Can send like a package.
So we'll do that.
Yeah. Okay. Excellent. Is there any last things that we want to establish, or anything we want to ask any of our friends? Okay. What is Ava doing?
I think Ava really sits with this one for up until the last minute. People are like,
Yeah.
Ava, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? She's like, don't talk to me right now. I'm thinking about it. Okay. But I think the day that they leave, she's just packed and ready to go with them. I don't think she fucking tells. I don't think she even says, like, I'm coming. She just is like, bags ready, like, let's go, you know?
Yeah. Nice. So, to Egypt by ship from Shanghai on the Orama of the P&O line via Hong Kong, Singapore, and Ceylon, now Sri Lanka, then through the Suez Canal to Port Said. A month's worth of travel on top of what you've already spent. During that time, our heroes, of course, have no idea about the glowing, radioactively engorged shawgut that makes its way to a new island home off of China. But that is neither here nor there. That is a story for another time.
That's another investigator's problem.
And of course, time marches ever onward. Unless you're Nyarlathotep. Then you have all the time in the world. As you sleep, your dreams are dark, mostly uneventful, except for distant drums and a woman's voice. Faint at first, but growing clearer as you near Africa, until finally you can make out the words. Well, I guess we'll just have to do this the old-fashioned way. And that is where we'll end this episode and say goodbye to Shanghai.
Woo!
Huzzah! Huzzah!
Finally.
Wow.
Wow.
Saying goodbye to
Long enough.
Shanghai Part 2.
Wow.
Bye.
Again!
Bye again.
Amazing. Amazing. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. That was lovely. Let's go around to everybody. Check in, see how you feeling, shout out anything you want to. Let's start with Tommy.
Oh boy, feels good to have wrapped up Shanghai.
Hell yeah.
When did we start in Shanghai? Like, a year ago?
Boy,
Over a
howdy.
year
We
ago?
did almost as many Shanghai episodes as we did England episodes.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah.
I think we're like one short.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let me.
Wow.
I'm just going to our YouTube just to
Yeah,
check.
the dates are on there.
Yep.
Almost a year, like, since we started the Shanghai portion.
Wow.
I think. But yeah, man, that feels good. And you know, we got great episode. You know, it was loved. You know, and we're in it. We're in it now, and definitely feels like we're getting towards the end game here.
Hell yeah.
And but yeah, cool. Let's see. I'm at Imperator Pengu on the Twitter sphere. I'm here on Saturday mornings, and I have recently taken up doing a little bit of streaming, some video game streaming, and I have been playing Life is Strange, which I am constantly sitting at, stressing about decisions I make and how they'll screw me over later, because that's what I've come to expect. I will be playing episode 4 tonight at 6 p.m. Pacific. So check out my Twitter. It'll have links and notifications on when I'm going live.
Excellent.
Woo.
Excellent.
And also just to so, Upon the Sea, episode 43,
43.
which was uploaded to YouTube on February 11th,
Oh
2020.
my god, it's been a year.
It's been a year, y'all.
Oh, by the way, we're going to celebrate our 2-year anniversary
That's right.
next
of this
week.
campaign next week.
Yes, it was technically this week, but we do what we want, and also maybe I have a surprise coming for everyone. So I hope it's done.
But yes,
We'll see.
so
might be-
it has been a year since we started the Shanghai arc.
Amazing.
and we did it. We
We're
did
such
it.
slow pokes. Oh my god.
We're
We gotta-
we're
we gotta 100%.
completionists.
Yeah, we got
For
100%
completion,
it.
but we also did Australia.
Yeah, we
you know?
also
We did do an Australia intermission
we
in
did,
there.
the we did the DLC side quest.
Summer, hi.
Yes, hi,
Hi.
it's me, Summer. You can find me on Twitter at Just a Summer Job. That's where I tweet and retweet about everything I've got going on. You can find me on Twitch at It's Just a Summer Job. I stream there most days of the week. I'll be streaming there later this afternoon. And what else? I'm so excited. Egypt's like is so crazy. I'm so excited. And also like my boy is there. So, you know, we've been now 2 months without Charlie, so
And we're feeling it.
we're feeling it. We're really missing him now. So
Yeah.
we
Everyone's
weren't
like,
at first.
"Where
We were
the
like,
fuck
this
is
is a
Charlie?"
much needed break.
I feel like Zeb has been more useful and better at rolling since Charles has left.
It's all going out the window for you, Tommy. Like
There it is.
I don't know
it's all
if I
going
There
want
it is.
Charles
out the
back.
window. He's coming back. There's nothing we can do about it. Moneybags is on his way. Is on his way back. Our hot white man.
Money bags. All right, good. Perfect. Let's go up to Allie.
Oh gosh, this was so good. Would you read this book? Because I would read this book. I would read this novel, this series of novels, and be like on the edge of my seat. I love these characters and how they're evolving so much. I love this world that you've created. And for if you've never like run a really long-term campaign, I gotta say again, like when you're dropping clues almost 2 years ago that are still being uncovered, that's like God tier GMing. So, and I'm not just saying that because you're my girlfriend.
Whatever. It's a well-written campaign.
I mean, but there's a lot of people who are doing it, but not like you. It's amazing. All right, everyone. I'm Allison. You can find me right here on Saturday mornings because I'm literally doing nothing but this. I don't know if I'm ever doing anything again because it's so good. But I'm so grateful to all of you for being here, for watching, whether it's live or on YouTube, for commenting. Like we literally, Lauren and I talk about your comments when we find comments in YouTube. We talk about them around the house. We're just like, oh, that's so cool. Thank you so much for that. And see you next week for our 2-year anniversary.
Woo! Kienna.
Yay! My goodness. Wow. We're getting to the last. Now we can firmly say the last, like, major stuff of this campaign. Wild.
I have so many tricks up my sleeve.
I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. But yeah, I'm excited that we have wrapped Shanghai because we've got Egypt and Kenya. And that's gonna be the fact that we just have 2 locations left is fucking wild. And maybe we'll get through it like alive. Because
Maybe.
you know, living.
Like,
Great.
like,
Underrated, you know.
totally.
Just but yeah, you can find me over on Twitter at Kienna S. Best way to figure out what I'm doing when I'm not here on the channel. Mostly here though. Yeah, I'm coming off of my sabbatical soon. It's been a whole like month of me not doing anything, which is weird. But I'll be back to being somewhat more busy soon. But yeah, just find me here. What about you, Lauren?
Hi, I'm Lauren. Sometimes I go by that salty ginger around the interwebs. I am mostly here running this game for my friends. I'm excited to celebrate 2 years of it. It's so wild. So we'll be back next week. Thank you to our sponsors, Roll20, Dice Envy, and Grinding Coffee Co. Make sure to check all of them out. This will be up on YouTube. When do we post? Wednesdays? Wednesdays
At noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific.
So if you ever miss an episode, that's when the new ones are posted. You can also follow us on Twitter at Salty Sweet Games. The YouTube is also Salty Sweet Games. And we're gonna go raid a friend, and we're gonna get hyped for next week. So wave bye, everybody. Goodbye.